What if your name wasn't just a name? What if it was actually a promise? A promise that took, get this, 40 years, 2 continents, and 2 different families to finally come true. Well, that's exactly the story we're diving into today. It's an incredible journey that all started with a single word and is now literally bridging generations.
Return and wait. That's it. These 2 simple, powerful words are the key. They're like the 2 pillars holding up this incredible prophecy that's been unfolding for 4 decades. And they represent 2 people, separated by a whole ocean, but completely bound by a destiny they were literally born to fulfill. So that begs the question, right? What does it really take to make a 40-year-old prophecy come to life? I mean, to make it a real, living, breathing thing. Well, that's the question we're going to answer as we trace this journey, all the way from the streets of Harlem, New York, to the beautiful hills of Arusha in Tanzania. We're following a path that honestly feels like it was laid out by destiny. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to go back. Our story doesn't start now. It starts 40 years ago with one single powerful act. Someone was given a name. But this wasn't just any name. In Maasai culture, a name is so much more. It's like a map, a compass, pointing toward a future that hadn't even been written yet. And this timeline, wow, it really shows you the incredible scale we're talking about here. This isn't just some event that happened overnight. No, this is a promise that's been quietly maturing for 40 years. It's this sacred cycle, right? It starts with that first naming ceremony, moves through this long, patient period of waiting, and then, finally, leads to its powerful fulfillment. So picture this. It's April 1984. Queen Mother, Dr. Delois Blakely, all the way from Harlem, visits this Maasai community. And the elders, the keepers of all this ancient wisdom, they looked at her and they saw something more than just a visitor. It was like they saw a reflection of themselves. They saw a daughter of their own land who had, after so long, finally come home. So what did they do? They gave her a name, Naewo Aang. And you have to understand, in Maasai culture, a name is not just a label you call someone. It's a destiny. It's like a soul contract. So when they named her, the one who left home for a long time and returned, they weren't just giving her a nice title. No way. They were literally casting a prophecy out into the future. The name itself was the promise of her return.
But here's the thing about prophecies. A name, even a name as powerful as that one, is only half the story. For this prophecy to really work, to come into full bloom, it needed a counterpart. It needed someone on the other side of the world, someone who was bored to wait, to prepare the way, and to welcome her back home. So fast forward a few decades. A man named Lotaanywaki Elisha enters the picture. And his name is the other half of that spiritual contract. Lotaanywaki. It means the awaited one. I mean, can you believe that? He was basically born with this purpose baked right into his name, to hold the space, to keep the memory alive, and to get everything ready for the Queen Mother's return. And this is where you can see it all, just perfectly balanced. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got Naewo Aang, the one who returns, carrying all the wisdom and the history of the African diaspora. And on the other, you have Lotaanywaki, the one who waits, who's rooted in the land, keeping that promise alive. It's just, together, they complete this sacred circle that's taken 40 years to draw. Now, what makes this whole thing just so mind-blowing is that this connection is not random at all. Lotaanywaki is the direct grandnephew of Paulo Sirikwa, the exact man who hosted the Queen Mother back in 1984. And in Maasai culture, that's not some distant cousin twice removed. No, this is a close, binding ancestral tie. It's what makes Lotaanywaki the rightful keeper, the custodian of this 40-year-old promise. All right, so we've got the 2 halves of the prophecy in place. So, how does this incredible story finally come together? Well, it happens through a journey. And I'm not just talking about a trip. This is a pilgrimage. It's a series of sacred acts, each one designed to turn this prophecy into a living, breathing reality. And this journey is about so much more than just ticking a box and saying prophecy fulfilled. It's about reuniting a family that's been separated by an entire ocean. It's about honoring the ancestors who saw this day coming. It's about a deep spiritual healing. And maybe most importantly, it's about building a legacy that will last. A bridge, really, for future generations to cross. Yeah, and every single stop on this pilgrimage has a purpose. It's all so intentional. They're going back to Engare Oolmotonyi, the exact spot the name was given, to bring the whole story full circle. Then they'll go to Butiama to honor the legacy of the great Pan-African leader Julius Nyerere. They'll travel to the Serengeti, the cradle of mankind, for healing and reflection. And then finally, they'll visit Monduli, which is the Queen Mother's own land in Tanzania. This really solidifies her place, not just as a visitor, but as a real stakeholder in the country's future.
And that right there, that's what makes this so unbelievably powerful. This isn't about being a tourist, just looking at things from a distance. This is about being a family member who's been gone a long, long time and is finally coming back to the warmth of the fire. It's about reweaving those family bonds that 40 years and all that distance have tested, but could never, ever break.
So you might be asking, why does this one journey, this one family story, matter to the rest of us? Well, it's because it's kind of like a blueprint. It's about taking something deeply personal, a prophecy for one person, and turning it into this permanent living bridge, a bridge that connects the past to the future and connects Africa to its huge global family. And this journey, it's deeply, deeply rooted in the vision of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, the founding father of Tanzania, an absolute giant of the Pan-African movement. His dream was for a united Africa, a home for all its children, including those who were scattered across the diaspora. This pilgrimage, it takes that incredible dream and turns it into real, powerful action. The impact of this journey isn't just one way either. It's designed to be a true exchange, a full circle of giving and receiving. The funds raised will support young people in Harlem, help provide care for elders back in Tanzania, and empower the local community in Arusha. It's just a beautiful example of how connecting with your heritage can create a legacy that truly benefits everybody. There's this quote from the proposal that it nails it. It really gets to the heart of this whole thing. It says that while history might separate us, our heritage will always bring us back together. It's just such a profound reminder, right? That even when the storms of history scatter us, the deep currents of our heritage are always strong enough to pull us back. And that kind of leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? Are the connections to our own past just stories we tell ourselves? Or are they real living pathways, just waiting for us to find the courage to walk them and see where they lead? Maybe, just like the Queen Mother, we all have a home that we're destined someday to return to.